the doctor. She was saying that, oh yeah, maybe you have this. Maybe. The noise was a bit of an issue. Now I'm used to it. There is just so much sense of freedom, and I haven't seen anywhere else in the world. I see some aliens there too.
Hola chicos, 我是 Adele， 今天在我旁边是一个非常特别的来宾。
My name is Agatha. I've been living in Taiwan for over 3 years.
How did you know about Taiwan for the first time?
My childhood friend Carolina, she invited me to come over and see the magic and beauty of Taiwan. The best year of my life.
So apart from the cockroach, do you have any culture shock?
Something related to communication. There's a lot of ways to tone down any confrontation or even any like a request, and that was a little bit misleading. For example, I went to the doctor and I don't remember what it was, and like he was saying that, oh yeah, maybe you have this, and I was like, maybe? Going to a doctor, I want to be like certain, and then I receive a maybe. I was just like, that's strange. It was very interesting to have that maybe, or even at work when my manager probably
Maybe.
I'm not really used to that like sentence structure.
I think in English, if you say maybe, it's really like maybe. But in Chinese, it's like you are almost certain, right?
Yes, it's like a comma basically. And there was this one English professor, and only she made me realize, and it was like her first week, my boss told me that I maybe should do it, and I'm like, should I do it
or not?
And then someone told me that maybe means basically like a yes. I had like this big light bulb, like I didn't think of that.
A lot of Taiwanese people, we don't realize it. Like we say this thing all the time.
How do you differentiate?
I don't know.
Okay, 3 more years.
After living in Taiwan for 3 years now, what do you like the most? And also, what do you dislike the most?
I think anyone who's watching this and would like to move here, Taiwan is a gift that keeps on giving. It just gets better and better and better. There's just like so many things that I'm very appreciative of. One come to my mind right away is convenience, safety, is ease. I have my own scooter. I was very scared at first. I couldn't even turn on the scooter without like starting to cry. Now I love having my scooter, like, scootering around, running little errands here and there. So just like this easiness and convenience of life here, it's unparalleled. I haven't seen anywhere else in the world where there's just like so much access to everything. Especially a few years ago, I was a little bit more forgetful and a little bit more just like head in the clouds. I know that at some point the noise was a bit of an issue still, like the scooter noise. Now I'm used to it. It's just background Taiwan noise. It's
It's Taiwan.
It's a reminder we're in Taiwan.
So I feel like Taiwan is a good place to practice patience.
Yes.
In a sense, everyone's kind of free to do whatever they want.
And just like, let me ramp up my engine. So that sense of freedom. Freedom is like, you can't put it even into words. It's worth its weight in gold and even more. And there is just so much sense of freedom and acceptance too. You can be who you are. You can do whatever you want, and you can just like be fully yourself. So it's like an accelerated path, I would say, personal growth as well, because there is no pushback. And maybe that's also my personal bias, because I am a foreigner, and I do agree that I get like special treatment sometimes.
Because I was also going to ask you, like, because I feel as a Taiwanese, everything is really fast, but I'm sure as a foreigner you probably have a different experience.
I wouldn't necessarily say fast. I would say more organized and more scheduled. When it comes to meeting with friends, things are much more scheduled and structured. Oh, let's have dinner, and then my friend's like, oh, I'm booked up this week, like what about next week? I love being spontaneous, and I would say that my Polish friend group in Poland, they're also like up for it. There's a lot of just spontaneity, let's do it, let's go. And here it's like people have a lot of plans, and there's a lot of dinner dates, and there's a lot of activities,
and then you have to choose the restaurant 2 weeks before the date.
Then like you gotta make sure there's a reservation. Really planning ahead and scheduling what you give, you get back, and not only in terms of physical things, but also in terms of non-material things, your thoughts and your beliefs. And then if you think that the world is happening so fast and you don't have time for anything, then, well, guess what? Very likely you may not have time for something, because you're already like telling yourself, oh, I don't have time. Like what you say with like your perception of Taipei as a fast city, the expectations of family or friends. As foreigners here, we don't have family here. So there is less pressure, less expectations. There are less people telling us how to behave or what to do. So there is even like an extra layer of freedom that I can really be the custodian of my reality.
Yeah.
Because there isn't like my mom who's been seeing me grow. And so there's just like this space for reinvention.
For Taiwanese people who have that expectation or pressure from work, from family, what do you think they can do? Or do you have any insight? If not, let's get it really big.
No. I'm happy to share it. I would say something that really resonated with me. You always have a choice. Whenever there is an expectation projected at you, or you are projecting, because we do it all the time too. We project an expectation on someone like, oh, he shouldn't be late, or he should be nicer, or she should do this. Remember that you have a choice. You have a choice what to think. You have a choice how to react. When a person says something, you should do this, or you shouldn't do this, like you can step back and see that at the end of the day, the ultimate choice is
on us.
It's yes, you make that final call. Your dad, your auntie, your grandma, your partner, they can say whatever they want, and that's part of the beauty of the freedom, right? Remember, you are you, and it is up to you. You are responsible for your life, and the choice you make now, tomorrow, later on, it's gonna make up your life. That's something that I usually try to remember. One last thing would be, people are who they are, not because of you, but because of them. What they say to you, it's not expression of who you are.
No.
But it's the expression of who they are, and just something to remember that, hey, that's not me, that's them, and that's how they show up, and I can decide for myself how I want to show up in the world, in a relationship with them.
That's beautiful. Thank you for sharing.
Of course.
I love
Thank you for
it.
asking.
Yeah, I really hope really can get some insight, because a lot of Taiwanese people would think, oh, Taiwan is so bad, I want to get out of this country. So I think sometimes when I do content, I also want to just share the message, like Taiwan is so nice. It's not about Taiwan, actually. It's about you. I mean, it's about us.
Oh, that's so beautiful.
Right.
Taiwan is amazing.
When you travel, of course, different places has their good and bad. As a Taiwanese, I think we should also look more like the bright side, and also improve what we can improve, right? Some people even think those people who compliment Taiwan is because trying to get something out of it.
No, Polish people, why are you so nice? Why are you smiling? No, actually, I'm getting $1 million US for this video. That's the only reason why I'm doing this. And this is actually not my house. This is like a rented studio. This is not my bed.
Just rented.
To the defense of the Taiwanese people, I also I didn't like my country. I mean, I'm not even living in my country, right? Sometimes I felt like, oh, Poland isn't so great. Now, after traveling so much and living abroad, like I've decided I'm definitely gonna come back to Poland more often. This is my home country, and there's so much more appreciation for the culture, for the fact that I can go anywhere and I can speak fluent Polish and can talk to anyone. Sometimes we need to see different places to then come back and be like,
And
wow.
do you appreciate what you have?
I see some aliens there too. Yeah, like the spaceship, like
No way, really?
it was just like lying down on the ground, and it was just like exploring topics of aliens. And I just look up, and it's quite tall, and the night was very clean. And then I just like saw one.
Like a light?
Yeah, like a light, like the zigzagging light. You know how the spaceship travel? They don't travel. They travel in 90-degree angles.
I didn't know. And then you saw 90 degrees.
Yeah. So I saw like, and it was gone. And then I think I saw another one. Like I definitely know one of these because I was just so, whoa, okay.
Can I share?
Yeah, you can. Yeah.
So cool.
Yeah.
I wanna see.
Yeah.
So Taiwan is your first Asian country. You also visit some other Asian countries?
Yes. And then I was like, wow, so this is what Asia's like. Oh my god. All these years, I didn't know. Then I did Vietnam, Laos, Cambodia. Then I did Thailand, Philippines, Malaysia. I have a trip to Bali coming up, and another trip coming up to Singapore.
Wow. I'm so glad to know about your experience in Taiwan. It's so cool, and I'm so glad that you enjoy so much.
Thank you for also making Taiwan such an amazing, safe space.
If you like the content, give the thumbs up, subscribe, and leave the comment below. Ciao!